All right, man. Good morning. Good morning. Magnificent Monday. Good morning to you, man. Going to give a little bit of time to Facebook. Let Facebook and YouTube do their thing. We are here. And I think what I want to do, I'm going to try something. Let's see if this works. I want to do how do I do? Oh, I want to do that. All right, cool. Oh, that's cool. Well, we're just going to do that. Something like that. I don't know. Well, I'm just going to put that right there. See if something happens. I don't know. Am I doing some sharing? Oh, look at this. This is cool. Trying this new watch party thing, guys. Not quite sure if it's working or not. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Does it? Who knows? This would be cool. Anyway, not going to waste too much time doing that. Good morning to you, by the way. Thanks so much for joining. This is the New Black Wall Street, guys. Today I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you guys about investing, how to multiply money. I figured I would do this. I took a look at this and I realized that watch party comment. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that. I realized that not enough people are really maybe understand or really are taking advantage of learning how to multiply money. And so my whole mission in 2020 is I'm kind of giving up on you adults. I'm moving towards making sure that your kids learn this stuff. So that's our whole mission. 2020 is to build out the Young Black Billionaires Club, which is where we're going to ensure that the next generation learns about money. And that's what's important to me because it's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. And that's a quote from Frederick Douglass. So anyway, today I'll be sharing with you guys what that looks like, answer any questions that you might have, because it's pretty important, I think, for those who have a desire to build wealth, but really don't understand really how to do it in our society. So yeah, and matter of fact, it's biblical as well. I can talk about a lot of different angles as it relates to investing, but many of us, we understand that we have a power, a spending power in our community. But I believe it's time for us to turn spending into investing so that our money could grow, our money could do the work, our money could work for us, and we can fulfill the prophecy of becoming lenders and not borrowers. But most people, we may hear that, but we don't necessarily believe that. So because if we did, then we would put ourselves in a position to do so. But it's New Black Wall Street, man. The Black Money and Power Show is back here on Money Monday, man. Y'all know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. Yeah. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
This is interesting. I mean, I wish I could really go through this, man. Hey, what's going on, beautiful people, man? Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street, the Black Money and Power Show. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book there is a study of Black wealth. That book there is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way, because most people simply don't. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. Well, guys, you can pick up a copy of that book. They are now back in stock by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. Begin your study of wealthy Black people. Don't learn just from poor dad, but learn from rich dad. You can do that. Or rich mom, or rich auntie, or rich grandma. You can do that by simply picking up the book, The Black Billionaires Club, available in hard copy, also ebook, and also available in French, in ebook and audiobook as well. TheBlackBillionairesClub.com. That's right, TheBlackBillionairesClub.com. Pick up your copy today. Our sponsor for today, guys, is Big Sis Media. That's right, Big Sis Media. They are who powers everything that ERGJ does. They're a full service creative design agency, which with tools available help clients communicate with audiences through visual and digital media. So if you've been trying to get your message out, but you don't quite know how to make sure that your brand is represented well in this digital age, well, you want to make sure you reach out to Big Sis Media. They're here to watch over your most critical creative needs like a Big Sis would. Check out the website at www.bigsismediagroup.com. That's right, www.bigsismediagroup.com, and get your creative design needs watched over like a Big Sis would. Man, go ahead and hit that like button, that share button if you care. That's right, the like button, the share button if you care. Here on the New Black Wall Street, the Black Money and Power Show. Also like to know in the comments below where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country. Just want to know how far our reach is here today, just how far we go. We're touching here today. We're broadcasting live on Facebook and also YouTube across the World Wide Web, and you could be connecting with us from anywhere. That's right. So we don't take it for granted that you might be. Now, here's the deal, guys. If you have a brother or a sister who you know needs to learn a little bit about money, so here's the deal. We'll complain. We'll say, hey, these institutions, the school system, they never taught us about money, and they should. Well, maybe they should. But here's the deal. When we have an opportunity to learn, will we show up? That's the thing. So we can keep complaining about stuff that we can't control, or we can begin to control the things that we can, which is, hey, I can just simply show up to learn what I don't know about money. And today we're going to be teaching you a little bit about this thing called investing, the power of investing, and how to multiply money. How to multiply money. Good morning to you, Miss Vivian Reed. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Miss Sincere from Mapleton, Georgia in the house. Thanks so much for joining us today here on the Black Money and Power Show. Now, before we get into all that, guys, I do want to let you guys know we do have a goal. That's right. It's a goal that we want to reach. That's called getting 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So if you happen to be watching this at any point in time, replay anything, and you have not followed our YouTube page, make sure you do that by simply going to YouTube and putting in ERGJ Enterprises. That's going to really help us out in order to get YouTube to pay us so you don't have to. That's right. Get YouTube to pay us for this great content that we can continue to put out into our community so you don't have to. So simply go over to YouTube and click on search for ERGJ Enterprises and follow or subscribe or whatever it is that you can do over there on YouTube. But we're going to get our appetizer for today, which is Daily Motivations for African American Success. This is written by a brother named Dennis P. Kimbro. That's right, Daily Motivations for African American Success. And this is written by our brother, Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. And today's title is Act on It. Act on it. Everybody put in comments on action. That's right. It's time for some action. Act on it. And here is our quote of the day. Comes from Benjamin O. David. He's the first African American to command a U.S. Army Air Force base. Benjamin O. David says this, and I quote, "The secret of getting things done is to act. The secret to getting things done is to act." Now, here's the deal. We're getting to the end of the year. We're going to be starting a new year. Many people are going to be doing this thing called resolutions. They're going to make out a whole little thing of resolutions or visions of stuff that they want to accomplish. They want to have, what they want to be, all this stuff. But the secret is to act. Now, many of us, if we're honest, will say, you know what? I have plenty of ideas that come into my life that I simply did not act on. And I'm telling you, once I decided that I was never going to let another good idea pass me by, I was actually going to put some energy into it. I was actually going to act on the things that came to me. Life began to get a little bit easier. Money began to flow a little bit easier as well. Act on it. Do something with it. It's time for some action. Let's get our passage of the day, see what Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro has to say to us. and to motivate us here this morning. Let's read. A familiar song tells us to whistle a happy tune so no one will know we're afraid. Unlikely as it may seem, there's a lot of truth to that. Acting the way we would like to feel really does help us feel that way. In the university experiment, psychological researchers asked student volunteers to make 6 different facial expressions. The 6 emotions to be expressed were fear, surprise, disgust, sadness, anger, and happiness. The findings were surprising. When the volunteers looked afraid, their bodies reacted as if they really were afraid. Their heart rates speeded up and their skin temperatures dropped. For the most part, appropriate physical reactions also occurred when the other emotions were portrayed. Act as if is an emotion copying technique in many self-help programs. If you are fearful, act as if you are the bravest person you know. If you're having a down day, act as if it is your job to cheer everybody else up. The point, of course, is not to fool yourself about how you really feel. Acting successful is a prerequisite to success. Everybody put in the comments, so act as if. Now, as you go out this morning, beautiful people, as you go out about your day, I guess a good question to ask is, how are you going to be acting? Are you going to be acting as if what? See, I act as if it has already come. I act as if it is already done. I act as if I am successful. I act as if, how about you? How will you be acting as if today? See, the power in your beliefs comes through your actions. Act as if. Now, here's our affirmation of the day. Here's what you want to allow to take root into your subconscious, your heart. And then you can grow and develop this thing by repeating it over and over again. Because here's the deal. Power of life and death is in the tongue. And so we're going to consciously use our tongue to speak life into our life. And we act as if it's already done. Our affirmation of the day, repeat after me. I can accelerate my positive results by acting out my objectives. Act as if. Our affirmation of the day, let's do it again. Repeat after me. I can accelerate my positive results by acting out my objectives. This is such a powerful affirmation, by the way, and I'll talk about it in just a second. Let's do it one more time. For the people in the back, the people in the way back, we want to make sure that they know that we mean business this morning. We're acting as if. Affirmation of the day, this time say it with some conviction, some resolution. Let them know that you mean business. Repeat after me. What's going on, Tony? Yeah, just make sure you inbox me, man. I'll send you a link. Affirmation today, repeat after me. I can accelerate my positive results by acting out my objectives. Now, I want to talk about this just for a second. As you consider your objectives, that means the things that you want to do, the things that you want to accomplish, stuff that you want to have, whatever. It's got to be more than just you thinking about what you want. You got to act it out. Go get it. Do it. Get it done, son. And I don't know about you, but I found that as I do what I talk about, I accelerate my results. Now, the name of the game in life is results. It's not about what you talk about, it's what you actually do that counts. Because plenty of people talk. They all talking. They talk, but only a few actually do. My question to you, beautiful people, billionaires, are you a hearer of the word, or are you a doer of the word? I challenge you to become a doer. Act as if. What's going on with you, Ryan Scott? Thanks so much for joining. Act on it. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. What's going on, Tony Aziagianyan? What's going on, brother? Hey, thanks so much for the question. I have any affiliate link of software to the software device you use for setup I can buy? Yes, absolutely, brother. I'll just make sure you inbox me. I'll shoot you over an affiliate link. Yeah, fantastic, man. Yeah, we got anybody else that want to use all this stuff that I got going on. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I'll shoot you over an affiliate link. Now, what's going on, Vivian? Thanks so much for joining. Mr. Ryan Scott, Miss Juanita Kennedy is up in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining. For those that are over here, watching over here on my watch party, thanks so much for joining. Jerry Tatum is in the house. Milt Jr., thanks so much for joining. I'm pretty sure anybody from YouTube, thanks so much for joining as well. Let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what city, what state. Now, here's the deal, guys. Today, I'm going to do something very special, something that many people will never do for you, because I'm not a guy, as some of you guys know, I'm not a guy that just talks about it. No, I'm a brother who is about it. And as I was thinking about my goals for 2019, one of my main goals was to build my investment portfolio. One of my investment accounts that I started to 5 digits, which would be 10 grand. And I was actually able to accomplish that. And so today, what I said, well, what I want to do is I want to kind of show you guys what that looks like, answering the questions that you might have about brokerage accounts or anything like that, and then kind of go from there. So I'll do what I can in the time that I have. And this is just really to make you aware that there's levels to this game called money. And many of us simply aren't playing the game. And we can use the excuse that we weren't taught the game. But what I tell people at this point in time in my life is when it comes to what I consider to be financial literacy, it begins with something that's very basic, which is discipline and common sense. And then you move from basic to next level. Most of us have not even mastered basic, which is no wonder why we're having a hard time with next level, right? So what's a basic financial literacy concept that everybody should understand at this point in their life, right? Number one is very simple, right? The beginning of financial literacy, the beginning of wealth, the beginning of building wealth is learning how to spend less than you earn. If you just simply teach your children, well, if you learn it first, you teach it and display it to your children, then they'll be in a much better financial position as they get older. And it's just, this is common sense. If I only make $10, I should not be spending $15. That's called going into debt. But for some reason, we've been conditioned to believe that let's use other people's money, let's go into debt, and that is a strategy. But most people are not operating a strategy. They're just doing it so they can acquire more stuff. And then what happens? As the stuff gets old, you realize, oops, I made a mistake. And I spent more than I earned. Now, not only do I got to pay $15 back, I got to pay $25 back or $30 back because of the thing called interest. Now, there's a good man named Albert Einstein who says this. He says that compound interest is for the person who understands it, they earn it. To the person who doesn't understand compound interest, they pay it. There's another quote that comes from the good Bible. It says this, you'll be blessed. And as you are blessed, as you hearken unto my word and you're blessed, you shall be a lender and not a borrower. So what I find interesting is that we have a whole slew of people who profess to follow this thing called the Word or the Bible or God or Jesus. They're Christians, Black Christians and Greek, all this stuff all mixed together. But yet this simple precept and concept as it relates to money, they don't follow. So we could say, hey, society or the world should teach us about money. Or I could say, well, hey, you got one of the best financial books ever written. Do you read that? So it's like, hey, what are we going to do? Right? But anyway, I can go into a tangent for a long time because I've been talking about this stuff for at least a decade. But today I want to talk about how to multiply money. Because my new mission or my added mission is now to build out the Young Black Billionaires Club. So I've written Black Billionaires Club. We have that club going. We have people that we have investing. We have an investment group. We're building out a real estate group and all this stuff. But I want to make sure that our children are not left behind. So we're going to build out the Young Black Billionaires Club. And so all of this 2020 year, I'll be teaching the kids how to manage and how to multiply money. I believe those two things are the key basic understandings that can make sure that your children are never broke a day in their life. Everybody put in comments, so manage and multiply. Manage and multiply. Now, the good book tells us, he says, hey, I want you to be a good steward over everything that comes into your hand. That would be a good steward of your resources, a good steward of your household, a good steward of your gifts, your children, your wife, your husband, being a good steward of everything that comes into your hand. And one of those things that comes into your hand is money. And as we end out a decade, ask yourself over this past decade or over this past year or over this past month or over this past week, have I spent less than I have earned? Simple question. Have I spent less than I've earned? If you have, then you now are put into a position where you have a little bit extra to be able to manage, which means that you did a good job managing. You spent less than you earned. And now you have a little bit extra that you can then put out into employment for you, which means that your money begin to work for you. And so I've done that in 2019, and I was able to reach my goal. Let me pop this up for you guys. We're going to be talking about the power of investing, which is one of the tools that you can use to multiply money, right? Investing, one of the tools that you can use to multiply money. Now, I'm going to pull up one of my accounts here, and I guess I need to probably take that down. Let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah, let me see if I can, maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Let's go a little bit bigger. Okay. So you guys can see, hopefully, if you guys can see that, let me know y'all can see that. But y'all see up in the top of snapshot, y'all see this is Evan. I'm Evan. I'm ERGJ. And not many people will ever do this for you because, you know, most people simply won't prove to you. They'll talk to you and then you'll believe what they say. But see, I've gotten to a position in my life where I don't listen to what people say. I say, hey, show me. If you can show me, then I'll believe you. If you can't show me, if you got something to hide because it's just numbers, then I won't believe you. And most people go with what people say, right? I got a lot of financial experts and all this stuff that are out here, and they say this stuff, but you never see their trades. You never see what they have actually done. They talk to you about what could be done, which is true. It could be done, but they never show you what they are doing. Think about that for a second. So this is a $10,000 account, right? It's a $10,000 account. We built this thing up to $10,000. And now I got to set up a new goal. That was my goal for this year. I said, hey, I want to get this thing to 10 grand. And it's December 16th, and I accomplished my goal. I want to ask you guys this. Whatever financial goal that you set for yourself in 2019, did you accomplish it? Did you pay off that credit card? Did you save $500? Did you set a financial goal? And if you did you accomplish it? Right? So luckily for me, I'm $25 in the positive. I accomplished my goal, and we're talking about how I accomplished my goal. It did not require me putting in $10,000 of my own money to get $10,000 in value. Okay? That's not what happened, right? So one thing that I do, this is a brokerage account. And in my brokerage account, only thing I do is I set up a what you would call automated draft from my checking account or my savings account where I've saved up money. I've learned how to manage, saved up some money, and then I automatically draft every week a little bit of money from my savings into my brokerage account. I believe everybody should have 3 accounts. Checking account for you to be able to take care of your expenses. Savings account to be able to save up some money so that you can use some of it for one, a rainy day, and or unexpected stuff that happens. Murphy's Law protection, liquid access, and then 2, to save for an opportunity, which I consider to be an opportunity to invest. Now, that investing or opportunity to invest could be your own business. That opportunity to invest could be in real estate. That opportunity to invest could be in someone else's business. The opportunity to invest could be in the stock market. It'd be a lot of different opportunities for you to invest, but it's not really an opportunity for you if you don't have the capital to do it. So I automatically, I put it on autopilot. Everybody put it on auto. I put it on autopilot so that every week I automatically draft some money that I ain't gonna miss into my brokerage account. Okay. So now I use a brokerage account called Ally. Okay. I use Ally. There's a lot of them out there. And now most of the brokerage accounts are the self-directed accounts, the discount brokers like a TD Ameritrade or Ally or Capital One, I don't know, E-Trade, all this stuff. Now they got to a place where they have 0 commission trades, which means that I can now trade. Before I had to pay to trade, right? So I had to pay $7 or $5 or whatever it was per trade. Now it's 0, it's commission free, which means I can trade without having to pay. This is groundbreaking in 2019 that these brokerage firms, which make a lot of their money off of us trading, now have commission-free trades. You can see that right at the top, right? We are now commission-free on U.S. exchange-listed stock, ETF, and option trades for all our customers. Now, I don't understand how they do it free. I don't know where they're going to make their money at that they've been making off of all our commissions, but it's free now for you to be able to go pick up or do whatever it is, whatever companies that you want to do. Now, I'm going to share with you guys some just my own philosophies, and y'all take it for what y'all want to take it for. But here's the thing. On one hand, we can talk about, us buying black and us supporting the businesses that we create and all that stuff, which is great. But we understand that we don't necessarily own or manufacture or distribute all the stuff that we might need in our own community. So then the other thought process that, well, hey, if I can't invest in my own companies that actually provide the stuff that I need in my community, well, then the least I can do is then go buy up the other companies that are providing, like a Home Depot. It's probably in every black community. A Walmart is in probably every black community. We spend more money in Walmart, right? And instead of owning Walmart, we just help Walmart get rich and we get the stuff. I'm just simply saying, well, hey, if you're gonna shop there every night, you're gonna be there in your bonnet at midnight. Why don't you learn how to own a little bit of Walmart? That's called investing in the stock market. Walmart's been around how long? Walmart's created how many millionaires? Why not get a piece of it if you're gonna be spending all your money there, right? Invest where you shop, right? Is the one philosophy. Now, I'm not saying you invest in everything that you shop in, but I'm just saying you could look into it, see if it might be worth your while. So, how did I build a $10,000 account in 2019? Well, I'm gonna show you some of my holdings, right? These are holdings. It means that these are companies that I decided I wanted to invest in with my money, which means it was my choice, which means you could have chosen to do it too if you learn how to invest, I guess. Now, luckily for you, I do have a class called How to Invest in Stock. You can take that class. There's other ways you can learn. We have a club called the Black Billionaires Club. You want to have more access to me and learn this stuff? You can do that too. Or you could hire my consultation. You can do that too. There's a lot of options for you. Okay? You just have to decide that you want to take advantage of any of those options. So I'm going to read this for you. This is a line in my holdings. And I just want, I didn't know I could drag to reorder. I could reorder stuff. Anyway, oh, cool. I wanted to show you guys and read this to you so you guys understand it, okay? So, Apple is a company that I bought into. I own a little bit of Apple. AAPL is the ticker symbol on Wall Street when I want to look up Apple, right? I got 3 whole shares of Apple. It cost me $392.89 for me to own all 3 of these shares, which is about $131 per share. You guys got that? Okay. Now, that's when I bought it. The average price or the price of Apple today is $275.15. So my cost of $130 is now valued at $275.15, which means that my total gain or loss, in this particular case, gain, green means gain, I've gained $432.56, which means that I put in $392.89, I gained $432.56, and now the value of my position in Apple is $825.45. That's an increase. Everybody put in comments, so increase. That's an increase of 110%. Does everybody get that? So when I say how to multiply money, I took some of my savings. I took my savings and I bought something that I considered valuable, which was the Apple company. The Apple company increased in value over time, and my little bit of money of $131 per share grew or increased to $275 per share, which for me is 110% growth. Now, my question to you, beautiful people, how many guys would like to see your money grow 110%? Or even have the opportunity or possibility or anything like that? See, no one's really showing you this stuff. They talk about it, and we got all these other things going on with Forex and options and all that stuff, and all that stuff is great. I choose for you, as for you in your house, you have to choose. I chose long-term investing. That's what I chose. You can choose whatever you want to choose, but I'm also choosing something that works for me, something that I'm pretty good at, something that I've learned over time, something that I'm teaching other people. Right? Because I believe the race is not to the swift. I believe the race is won by the tortoise every time. See, for me, I believe personally, this is a personal belief, I believe that all of these short-term trades, now it's a little bit different because they took the commissions off, I guess, over your short-term trade. But I believe all this short-term trading that people are doing and people are talking about, it's all quick, fast, all this stuff. I don't believe that race is going to be won, right? I don't believe that race is going to be won at the end of the day. I don't believe that race will be won by the hare, because that's hare mentality. Tortoise in the hare, the tortoise wins every time. Now, I would add some of that into what I do, but that wouldn't be my long-term plan. Okay? So that's 110% Apple, right? You gotta see that, right? So my $392 grew to, or increased, is now worth $825. Now, did I have to go out and punch a clock to have my money grow from $400 to $825? Did I have to? I don't know. Did I have to do anything other than first manage my money? Second, take a risk. Third, wait, be patient. And fourth, get 110%. My next position, right? BABA, which is the Alibaba Group Holding Limited. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about, so I really, really believe this is probably my number one belief as far as growth companies are concerned. And this same stuff I talked to the Black Billionaires Club about. All of y'all, most of y'all who in the BBC, y'all saw me do some of these trades. I talked to you guys about them. I did them, whether you did them or not, I don't know. But that's some of the things that you get when you join the Black Billionaires Club. I just show you what I'm doing. And you can do it if you decide. So Alibaba, I've got 15 shares of Alibaba. And that's the BBABA. Alibaba is the Chinese version of Amazon, in case you guys don't know. And my cost, about $2,600, okay, which is an average of about $173 per share, right? So if I just had one, I'd have $173 in. The price of the per share has grown since that time to $204 or $205 roughly, right? Which means that my 15 shares total gain over the time that I've held these positions or held this stock has grown $477.30, which equals 18% growth over the time that I've held or that I have had Alibaba in my portfolio. Now, obviously, 18% is not as great as 110%. I've held Apple longer than Alibaba. But 18% in itself is still great because most of you guys are paying about 18% in compound interest on your credit cards. So when you pay your 18% or your 20% or your 27%, the bank is getting happy. They're like, yeah, we got 18% growth on the money that we lent out. As again, Albert Einstein says, compound interest, for those who understand it, they earn it. Would you agree that I'm earning interest? Which means that I probably understand it. Albert Einstein said, those who don't understand it, they pay it. Would you agree that those who are paying credit cards of 20%, 10%, whatever the case may be, who are paying interest, would you agree that they probably don't understand compound interest? Increase. Now, the average rate of return for the stock market in its history, since it's been in existence, is about 8%. Okay, 8% average annual return over its lifetime. Over the past 10 years, 12 years, Obama had 2 terms, that's 4 and 8. President Trump is in 3, that's 8, that's 11 years. So over the past 11 years, the stock market has been in what we call a bull market, and it has grown astronomically. And I've participated in that growth. And actually, you have participated too. You may just not have gotten any type of return on your participation. Our participation typically is in consumerism. Our participation is in helping these companies get rich, helping these companies to profit. And all I've been saying this whole time is like, well, hey, to me, let me participate in their profits. Everybody put in the comments, so participate. Let me participate in their profits. In order for me to do that, I must become an owner of their companies. And I participate in their profits, in their growth, in their increase, and my money does all the hard labor. Let's keep going. Now, got any questions? Let me know. Berkshire Hathaway, also on that. I'll go through this real quick. Berkshire Hathaway, which is my mentor's company, Mr. Warren Buffett. He is the CEO, or he started Berkshire Hathaway. I'm not quite sure if he's CEO at this point in time. Then that's a 12% increase that I've had since I've owned Berkshire Hathaway. Cigna Corporation, guys probably heard of Cigna. Healthcare, right? Healthcare, 19% growth since I've owned Cigna, right? Chevron, a gasoline company. I believe in gas. Only 4%, but guess what? I get a dividend, no big deal, right? Walt Disney, since I've owned Disney. You guys are familiar with Disney. I've owned Disney. 40% increase since I've owned Disney. Facebook, the platform that we're currently on, Facebook, which owns Instagram, which owns WhatsApp, the app that allows you to connect globally. 29% growth. I got a gold ETF. A lot of people believe in gold, but do you own any gold? Do you own any gold in the stock market? 19% growth. Hilton, the hotel chain. Since I've owned Hilton, 84% growth, right, in my position with Hilton. JP Morgan Chase, the Chase company, the bank that owns Square, right? I don't know if they own Cash App or not. I don't know. I got to look at who owns Cash App. At any rate, 30% growth since I've owned that position. Lowe's, the rival to Home Depot, right? All this real estate that people talking about, guess what they do when they do a rehab? They got to go get supplies. Guess where they get those supplies from? Home Depot or Lowe's, right? Is this making any sense to anybody? 25% growth for Lowe's since I've owned the Lowe's position. United Health Group, another healthcare company. Now notice I got two healthcare companies, right? People get sick. People got to use their insurance. They got, it's that sick time. It's flu season, all that stuff. Right? Dentists, all that stuff. Staying healthy, getting the medication. 25% growth on my United Healthcare position since I own that company. Now, I don't know about you, right? But look at this. Down here at the bottom, my money has generated over $2,000 for me. In it of itself, $2,200. My money has grown. My money has generated. My money has appreciated. My money has brought 22. My money went out into all these wonderful, great companies, and it brought back into my storehouse $2,200. How many guys are saying, you know what? Yeah, I probably need to learn how to send my money out so that my money comes back with more money. The power of investing, how to multiply money. As I said, I believe that this is a lesson. As I go out into the schools, as I reach more and more children, as I teach them what I was not taught when I was in the 5th grade, teach them what they will not teach in middle school, in high school, in college. And I don't care if they don't teach it, right? I don't really care if they don't teach it because I'm not relying on them to do something that I can do, right? But here's the thing. We can teach all day. Question is, will you send your students to class? See, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. When a student is ready, the teacher will appear. All right, Big Sis Media, what's going on? It says, hey, I hear individuals can now purchase partial stock. I don't know the answer to that. Let me see. Is that true? Now, I know it's true on some platforms. I don't know if it's true on all platforms. So, yes, you can. I know that I think it was not Capital One, maybe. I forget what it was called, but they had a company like that. Now, let me actually say that is true. Now, it's not true on all platforms, but it is true. So, for example, I do Cash App investing too. So if I use my Cash App and I want to invest, I might say, hey, I got $20 I want to invest. Or when you do Acorns or you do Stash, if you guys got Robinhood and that stuff, you're basically buying partial shares, right? That's fractional stock buying, right? So when you so yes, it is available. I don't necessarily think it's available on all platforms, but it is available. So yes, that is true. Thanks. Great question, by the way. That's a great question. And then one other thing, anybody else got any other questions? Am I going to do a class on how to buy? You know what I'm working on, AV? I'm trying to figure out how to convert like what I do on my phone to pop up on the screen. So I got to figure out, I know someone knows how to do that. So once I figure that out, how to mirror what I'm doing on my phone to the screen, I'll do that. And then I have to learn about the transfer part. So I just learned about how to actually do it. And then I have to learn about the transfer part. And then absolutely, I'll teach that as well. So when you go, so to answer your question, Big Sis, retail partial stocks, when you do Cash App, you do Robinhood, you do Acorns, that's all fractional or partial stock buying. There are I can't remember the name of it, but there was another company that offered that as well. I don't know if the retail discount brokers are doing that, but or not. But one other thing I want to show you guys as well. Anybody got any other questions? Feel free. I'll answer those for you as well. Is what we consider. I want you guys also pay attention or notice this, right? So notice. Let me take that off the screen. All right. So notice this. So notice if you just notice the cost basis, which is here. So you can tell, right? You can look at my cost basis and tell one, diversification, and also you can tell what I personally believe in more than others, right? So I manage my risk, right, by my belief. So clearly, based upon this portfolio, I'm a big believer in Alibaba because that's where I put most of my money, right? My second biggest belief as far as return for my money was in United Health Group, right? Now, notice I mentioned as well that I had two healthcare companies, United Health Group and Cigna. I believe more in United Health Group than I do in Cigna. So I filter my belief. Now, it would be very foolish, right, for me to, if I said, well, hey, I believe in United Health Group more than I believe in Cigna, but I got more money in Cigna. That wouldn't make any sense. That would go totally against my belief. That would be what they consider to be, what do they call it? Unstable thinking. For me to say, hey, I believe in United Health Group more than I believe in Cigna, but then for me to have more money in Cigna than I do in United Health Group, that would be I consider that to be unstable thinking, right? Notice also that Facebook, Walt Disney, Lowe's, right? They all roughly, I got roughly about the same amount of money in them, right? Gold, I'm not a big believer in gold, but I do have a little money in gold. And it's the smallest portion of my account. I'm just not a big believer in it. I don't sit there and be like, oh, I want to own more gold. That's just not what I do, right? I'm not quite sure what you believe in, but that's how you. So I said, man, I'm really a big believer in Alibaba, and yes, I am, and yes, they have treated me well, right? So this is how I manage risk by saying, okay. One, do I believe in this company? Do I believe this company will bring me back a return? Yes. Okay. How much do I believe in them? And then based upon that, I determine, well, how much money I want to invest in them. Just kind of that simple. That's one of the ways that I manage risk. Okay. That's one of the ways that I manage risk, or I diversify, right? That's one of the ways that you can, based upon your belief after you've done your research and all that stuff. Okay. So today, guys, I just wanted to show you, right? Because again, we got so many people who can talk. I mean, they sound good when they get the mic. I mean, they hype up the crowd, they get you all excited, but they never show you anything. They never show you anything. And just think about that for a second. They never show you anything, right? He said, what about Donald Trump makes stocks from his own people that can't afford it? I don't know. People can afford what they can afford. I don't care about that because I don't necessarily have to go buy what I can't afford, right? So this goes back to basic financial literacy. If I can't afford it, like i.e. at Amazon or something like that, let me take a look here. We'll go one other place. Well, if I can't afford it, then I don't get it. Okay. I mean, that's just. So for example, right? I said, man, you know what? I want to invest in Amazon. right? Something like that. Say that's your thing. And again, I'm in the Chinese Amazon, right? And I come to Amazon and I see that they $1,700 and I ain't got $1,700. Well, guess what? I guess I ain't invested in Amazon right now. What did I just do? What happened? Right? I guess I ain't invested in Amazon right now. What is this? Move that thing. Right? So I just don't invest in what I can't afford. That's basic financial literacy. Right? Right? Don't buy what you can't afford. I'm telling you, if we learn that and we do that and we teach that to the next generation, they're going to be in a much better financial position. Basic financial literacy 101 is discipline and common sense. Don't spend more than you earn. We can literally just talk about that and teach that for lifetimes. Don't spend more than you earn. Okay? Until y'all get that, until we master that, we're not going to be in a position to invest. Right? Until we master that, we're not going to be in a position to invest. Until we master that, we won't be in a position to invest. All right, LJ Walker said, man, they're platforms like, yeah, there are. Yeah, you can get Alibaba for $5 on Stockpile, right? So there's another platform, Stockpile. I think that was one of the ones I was thinking about, Stockpile. So yes, there that goes back to your question, Big Sis Media. It relates to fractional shares. And there's other things. You can buy direct. If you want to buy direct too, teach you how to do that as well. But the thing is, in order to be taught, right? In order to be taught, the student actually has to go to class. And too often the student is skipping class. And because you skip class, you don't get taught. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So we can set up all the classes, like, oh yeah, I can't wait till he do another class. And then guess what happened? When it's time for the class to happen, most of the students don't come. And then they go back to complaining about what they're not learning, but then they don't go to class. I don't know how you can help someone who says they want something, but then don't show up for that which is they say that they want. You can't help that person. That person is just, normal people. They talk more than they do. And that's what Mr. George Fraser said. When it's all said and done, there'll be more said than done. When it's all said and done. Now, one place you can go, guys, right here in the Black Billionaires Club, we actually have a store. And I'll be updating our website here probably today. And then as soon as it pops up, I'll come back to it. But in our store, we actually have a class on how to buy your first stock. Yeah, it's there. You guys can go there and go take that class anytime you want. You can download it. You can buy it. Take it at your own pace. Right? You can do that anytime you want. Just come on down, come to the store. So this thing pops up. I'll show you what that looks like here on the screen. It's taking a little bit. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Got some chess sets. Yeah, there we go right there. 7 steps to own your first stock. We got a how to invest in Bitcoin class. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. We got classes that you guys could take. Yeah, you could self-educate yourself. You can educate yourself. And my mentor taught me that formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. Now, of course, in order to be to educate myself as it relates to the cost that's included in that means I had to first manage my money better, get a little bit of money saved up so I can invest in knowledge, and then I can empty. See, we want to learn how to empty our wallets to fill our brain so that later we can empty our brain, the knowledge that I've acquired and I applied in the wisdom to fill our wallets. And then we do it again. I'm going to empty my wallets to fill my brain so that later I can empty my brain to fill my wallet. Everybody put that in the comments below. Let me say it again for the people in the back. It's why Malcolm X said education is the passport. Education is the passport. Empty my wallet to fill my brain. See, many of us, we bought way more stuff in 2019 than we stuffed into our brain. We invested way more in stuff for the house, way more in toys, way more in just stuff to make us feel good, look good, all this stuff. We invested way more in our hair than we did into our brain. Way more into our nails than we do into our brain. Way more on the outside than the inside. Empty my wallet to fill my brain so later I can empty my brain to fill my wallet. Not too many people want to hear this because it actually requires an investment. It actually requires showing that I actually truly care about leaving an inheritance to my children's children. And I care so much that I'm going to act on it. I'm going to act as if I'm already rich. I'm going to act as if I'm a millionaire. I'm going to act as if I'm an extraordinary gentleman. I'm going to act on it. Any other questions for me today here on the Black Money and Power Show? I hope that you got some value out of what I shared here today. It's the end of a decade, the end of a year, the beginning of something new. And you can choose to do something new. You can choose to join the Black Billionaires Club and go on this ride to learn how to get out of debt and get rich. You can choose to do that. You can choose to take a class or take the class to be able to help you learn what you don't know about money. You could choose to do that. You could also choose to keep doing what you've always been doing and keep getting what you've always been getting. These are choices. Black wealth is a black choice. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. We don't do this just to do this, beautiful people. I do this to make a difference, and hopefully we made a difference in your life today. I realize that I'll talk much faster than you type, so I'm simply asking this question: was this worth your time and why? Did you hit the like button? Did you hit the share button? Did you hit the invite button? Did you care about your brother, about your sister who keeps complaining about what they don't have? Keeps complaining about the money that they don't got. Well, did you help them out and say, you know what? If you want to get level up, might want to tune into this today. Was this worth your time and why? While you guys are typing, I want to let you guys know about our sponsors again. Black Billionaires Club, you got an opportunity to be able to join us here as we're building out, not only furthering our investment club, which we have over 30 members of, over $10,000 in that account too, but we're also going to be building out our real estate division this year in 2020. You can be a part of that by simply joining the Black Billionaires Club. You don't have to do it by yourself. If you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. And we're showing our own people how to practice group economics. Not just hashtag it, not just talk about it, not just hope and dream, but to actually do it. All right? Big Sis Media. Right, again, guys, make sure you got your creative design. And she was here with us here today. Your creative design agency. To be able to get all your artwork, all your websites, all that stuff that you might need, Big Sis Media. Check them out at bigsismediagroup.com and get all of your creative, all of your design needs met and watched over like a big sis would. Check out these comments, then we'll wrap up this thing here today. Mr. Peter Grant said, hey, man, thanks for your time. Absolutely, man. No problem, man. Thanks so much for being with us here today on the Black Money and Power Show. This is Yvette Goodrich. Great job, Katie. It's worth my time. Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Phyllis George, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Black Money and Power Show. Again, if you guys got any questions, I've shared with you guys today proof. I've shared with you something that you can't act like you didn't see. You all right? Sometimes you got to see it to believe it. That's okay. But now that you've seen it, do you believe it? Do you believe that it's possible for you? That's the thing about what you see. Is it possible for you? Absolutely, it's possible for you if you believe it. If you'll discipline yourself, if you'll manage your money, and then if you'll use that money to build wealth for yourself, and then for your family, and then for your community. Well, my beautiful people, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in today here on the Black Money and Power Show. I appreciate Miss Vivian. And guys, I want you to remember this. People still talking what we got going on. Good morning. I want you guys to remember this. That it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ hits the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.